Can we just clear? Is this public land or not?
This bit is the Crown's property, just outside the gate.
So what does that mean when you say Crown property? Like, is the Crown not paid for by the taxpayer?
Are you filming now?
Yeah, I'm filming now.
Can you get the Crown property, please?
So can we just establish whether this is public or private?
Look, we've just stated to you that it is the Crown property.
Yeah,
so
but what does that mean? What does that mean?
Lawfully, yeah, we can explain to you, but lawfully, can you just step outside of that?
Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're analysing a significant encounter originally captured by the YouTube channel Key Burks. This footage takes us to the gates of Wormwood Scrubs prison in London, where an auditor exercising his right to film in public is quickly intercepted by Metropolitan Police officers and prison staff. What follows is a classic example of polite overreach, as the authorities attempt to use buzzwords like Crown property and the need for filming permits to discourage a perfectly legal activity. We'll be breaking down the encounter minute by minute, looking at where the law actually stands and how the auditor successfully holds these officials accountable to their own regulations. It's an essential look at why we must continue to test and defend our civil liberties. Let's dive into the footage.
So the feds just pulled up right quick.
Yep. So
It's gonna make for a juicy thumbnail.
Afternoon, gents. How's it going?
Very
Yeah,
well.
good.
Yeah?
Yes.
What are we doing out here?
Minding my own business.
Yeah?
Correct. Can you state your badge number, please? Shoulder number, whatever it's called.
Yeah, of course. It's 2794 Alpha Whiskey.
Yeah. What police station are you from?
We're from Hammersmith Police
Right.
Station, mate.
All of you.
Yeah, good.
Alpha Whiskey.
I want to go back inside there right quick.
So, do you want to explain to us what's going on while we're going out? I'm asking this in the first place. I'm curious. What's your hobby? Okay, so you've got to give me a little bit more than that. Come on.
We're just making a video. We're just making a documentary. That's all it is.
Is it? Okay,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
got a filming permit for that documentary?
No, I don't need a filming permit. We talk about filming permit. What filming permit?
The audit kicks off with immediate police interest as the van pulls up. Notice the auditor's first move, immediately asking for shoulder numbers. Under the College of Policing's transparency guidelines, officers are expected to provide identification to the public upon request. They comply, but the polite questioning begins, a common tactic to see if the auditor will volunteer information. The auditor stays calm and assertive, setting the tone early. Remember, you don't need a specific reason to be in a public space. The police are testing the waters here, looking for suspicion where none exists.
Documentary. That's all it is.
Is it? Okay,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
got a filming permit for that documentary?
No, I don't need a filming permit. We talk about filming permit. What filming permit?
Well, in terms of...
Can I not film from a public place?
To make specific documentaries, you actually do need a
No,
filming
you don't.
permit.
You're talking rubbish.
What's your colour number, please? Alright, thanks. You know, all of you are supposed to let me know before you start recording as well. Yeah,
Why have you not
it's
come
in
here
the
for
policy.
a couple guys at the cameras?
Because we
Nah,
get-
why don't you go solve some crimes or something, man? What's all this?
Trust me, we are dealing with crime.
Yeah, we're not committing any crime. Like, it's just a bit of waste of time. You might as well go.
Yeah, but we want to find out what's going on.
Alright, fair
We
enough.
get- So look at it this way, right? We get lots of calls to outside the prison for people trying to like bring stuff into the prison or...
Okay, we're not doing.
into the prison at all.
Don't worry, that we're not saying you are. We're just saying we get lots of calls about that. So that's why we've been called here, just to make sure that's not happening.
Alright.
Anyone having around outside, we get called in.
Alright, let me just clear up this matter. He said he's been a police officer for 2 years and it's not in your policy to let us know that you're recording before you switch on.
No, you do. Honestly, you do.
So our video cameras are, to be fair, they do flash red, so you are aware that they are recording. If you want us to tell you that we're recording, then we'll happily
But
tell
I'm
you
saying
that we're
it's
recording.
in your policy that you have to let members of the public know that you're recording before you do it.
Here come the classic police myths. The officer suggests a filming permit is needed because they are making a documentary. This is legally baseless. In the UK, common law allows filming in public without any license or permit, regardless of intent. Then the auditor catches them on body-worn video. According to Home Office and MPCC policy, officers must notify individuals they are being recorded as soon as is practicable. The red light on the camera isn't a substitute for a formal verbal notification. The auditor is right to hold them to their own manuals. If they want us to follow the law, they must follow their own rules.
When we first attended that incident, no, we don't.
So is that okay? We're just gonna go in there, get a few shots, walk around.
Not inside the prison. No,
We're not going
on
inside the
here,
prison.
this bit here is public access. So,
So- public
we
access,
do
the
not
gate's
have
open.
do we not have an implied right of access into here?
As far as what? I mean, as far as
I'll go find out.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's absolutely fine. But as far as I'm at this moment in time, because we're unaware as whether you actually have public access or not, do you want to just wait outside?
No,
if it's
not
the
really,
case,
no.
if
Because this is all public property anyway.
no, fella, but if it's the case that they turn around and say, well, actually, this isn't privately owned, then by all means, you have public access to this. We're not going to show you away
Irrespective,
because you're
it does-
lawfully
it
allowed
does-
to be
it-
here.
it does-
Come out with the dogs and everything.
However,
let me catch this on camera.
boys, come on. I'm being reasonable with
Yeah,
you.
yeah, we're not
I'm
being
nice.
unreasonable. We can come
I'm
in.
just saying, right? I'm saying to you that at this moment in time, we're not actually aware as to whether this is public access or not.
Well,
So
it is public. Of course, it's public
until
access
that
because
is
we've just
clear-
walked through.
Yeah, but it could be privately owned land, and if you don't have sufficient reason to be here, they can lawfully eject you from this premises.
We're at a standoff. The police are hovering, hoping the auditor will simply get uncomfortable and leave. He doesn't. The National Police Chiefs Council is clear. Filming a public building is not, by itself, a sufficient reason for a stop or a demand to stop filming. The officers are clearly out of their depth, trying to use professional advice as a substitute for a lawful command. The auditor's persistence here is a masterclass in non-compliance with requests that aren't laws.
That's right, they could, yeah.
There we go, exactly. So until we can establish whether this
But
is
there is still
actually public
public
ground
access.
or not,
Okay.
we just ask you just to step outside. We're being
Well,
nice.
until we establish that.
We're being nice and
I know,
reasonable
I'm being
here, come on.
reasonable, but if we don't know the facts, then why would we,
Okay, well, fine. I'll tell you what. I'll meet you halfway. We'll stay here, but no further. Yeah.
I suppose.
Meet
I'm not gonna barge
I'll meet
past you, am I?
I'll meet you halfway.
I'm not
There
gonna
we
barge
go.
past you, am I?
But I'm trying to be reasonable with you.
Okay. So that's
So,
it. We
but
just
like
come
I-
here. We just come here to film. That's it,
Like,
really.
fair enough. But look, me and Marco, like I explained to you, we get lots of calls here. We get lots of calls of people trying to sneak.
I feel like your time could be better used elsewhere. Like.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
but that's why we're here, to make sure nothing untoward's going on.
yeah.
Listen,
Yeah, nothing on
I've got it all on camera.
Yeah.
Went in, the lady said you can film outside here. Obviously not in the building. I didn't say I was trying to come in.
So where did she say you could film?
She said film out here. It's on camera.
Okay, right. So how long have you guys been here? 4 minutes?
I was just recording. So
About 20 minutes?
Well, that's 4 minutes from you come. And then
Right, okay.
the camera was off for about 2 minutes, and it was 7.5 minutes before I stopped it.
The big
Right.
boss arrives and drops the Crown property line. This buzzword is meant to sound final and intimidating, but the auditor rightly points out that the taxpayer funds the Crown. More importantly, the officer puts a hand on the auditor to move him. Unless there is an active arrest or a specific power under the Prison Act 1952 being utilized, this could be viewed as an unlawful battery. The auditor creates a clear verbal record, "Don't touch me." He is asserting his physical autonomy against state overreach. The law doesn't stop just because a prison official is annoyed by a camera.
So yeah, just over 15 minutes with you.
Fair enough, mate. Look, we're not here to give you a hard time or anything.
No, I appreciate that.
We just want to establish who's allowed to do what, and then move from there.
Can we just clear? Is this public land or
This
not?
bit is the Crown's property, just outside the gate.
So what does that mean when you say Crown property? Like, is the Crown not paid for by the
Are
taxpayer?
you filming now?
Yeah, I'm filming now.
Can you get off the Crown property, please?
So can we just establish whether this is public
So
or
fella,
private?
look, we've just stated to you that it is the Crown property.
Yeah,
so
but what does that
lawfully-
mean? What does that mean?
Lawfully, yeah, we can explain to you, but lawfully, can you just step outside of that? It's a couple of feet. Come on.
Don't
I'm
touch me.
asking
Don't
nicely.
touch me. I will get off, but
know.
don't touch me. Get your hand off me.
Okay, then
I'll
start
get off.
moving.
Get your hand off me.
Then
Don't touch me.
Then start moving.
So what is the definition of Crown property? That's what
This is what this gentleman's going to say.
Yeah, explain. Let's explain. Let's hear the
Once
explanation.
we're outside.
The argument continues over the definition of the land. The official claims total jurisdiction, but the auditor exposes a massive grey area. If the public is allowed to walk into this area to access the visitor's office, it is a public-facing space where rights are broader. The auditor is asking for specific legislation, the one thing the authorities can almost never provide on the spot. If there were a simple law prohibiting this, they would have cited it and arrested him by now. Instead, they repeat the same empty phrases, hoping for voluntary submission.
We can start explaining it, but
What do we explain
as
it now?
you've stated, lawfully, we are allowed to eject you from it at this moment in time, so please just
Well,
step
the
outside.
landowner can eject
and We'll
us.
explain it to
But
you.
is it public property? You're saying lawfully you can eject us, but you still haven't explained whether it's private property or public.
This is Crown property.
What does Crown property mean? Explain, please explain it.
Property is sort of the jurisdiction of the Crown. So
Okay.
therefore, we can dictate who comes onto this land. We don't want people filming the prison, so if you step inside the gates, we have no jurisdiction of that. That's public property. This is Crown property.
What do we think, guys?
I don't know if he's saying that it's Crown property and can't when
There we go.
there's
So there, you're fine.
Yeah, you're fine there. Crack on, but so look, as it's been explained to you, I'm not trying to be difficult or anything, but if these turn around and said to you, look, that's where you can film, that's the boundary, as long as you're not going within the boundaries, there's no issues.
Yeah. Well, obviously I've heard two different things. Like the lady inside.
What does this? I still don't understand what crown property means.
From what you're saying, what she said, I think she maybe just wasn't clear enough that it meant outside of the gates.
The auditor pivots to a clever line of questioning about other police stations. He's testing their consistency and logic. If it's legal to film a high-security police station, why is this any different? The officers struggle to find a legal distinction. They keep falling back on the idea that it's strange or unusual, but being strange is not a crime in the United Kingdom. The Data Protection Act even has exemptions for journalistic purposes, which covers this very scenario. The auditor has completely taken control of the narrative and the conversation.
Like, if you've said, oh, from out there, I think she may well have been thinking...
No, she said don't film in the office.
Yeah.
You can get in trouble, but she said film outside.
Yeah.
I mean, he looks like the big boss, so we're going to take his word for it, mate. I'm sure it's probably... Look, I'm sorry if you have been misinformed. I can't comment on that.
Yeah, but it's not about taking anyone's word.
He's been pretty fair. He's been for you.
No, I know he's been fair. I'm not having a go at him. It's about the facts.
Yeah,
so,
I can appreciate
so now I'm
it
going to have to go and research what the facts are.
Because this whole crown property thing is a bit of a grey area. Is the crown not paid for by the tax? Like I don't know. The crown answers to Parliament. The Parliament's paid for by the taxpayer. Like it's a bit of a. You know what I mean? It's a bit of a.
There are certain like tie-ins. I mean, I'm not.
We're not going to resist. You know what I mean? Like,
no, I know you're
based
not.
on the fact that
I'm trying to be reasonable and just speak openly.
Also, we've come here to exercise our rights. So the fact that I'm trying to kind of resist and. Not immediately going off is for that reason. Do you understand? Obviously, we've come here with a purpose. So for me to immediately sort of kind of resign,
I don't take an issue with that.
Yeah. Do you
ultimately,
understand?
there are specific buildings that we cannot make access to. There are specific reasons why we can't. I know that's incredibly vague, but in terms of you can't just walk into a prison because there are prisoners in there, and prisoners can't just walk out. That is just the way it is. We can limit access with regards to that. It's the same as key government buildings such as security services, Westminster, police stations. You can't just have public access to because there are
police stations.
You do have access to the front desk.
Into the front desk, past the front desk and into the more private areas.
Yeah.
Because I mean, look, think of it this way, right? If you were reporting a crime or something and your loved one's details are in there, and we've dealt with that, you wouldn't want any Tom, Dick, or Harry getting access.
Do you get any incidences of people filming police stations and stuff?
Outside in that, yeah.
What do they do? Have you heard of that? I ain't heard of that.
Yeah.
Well, people come and film police stations.
If you're exercising your lawful rights, then crack on as far as I'm concerned, as long as you're not arresting people. And if you're reasonable with...
What about if someone's filming the back gate of the police station where cars come and go?
Well, I don't know why you would want to do that.
The auditor keeps the pressure on, asking about their home base at Hammersmith Station. He's exposing the fact that these officers are largely making up the rules as they go along. They admit people filmed there without issue. So why the heavy-handedness here? This demonstrates that security concerns are often just a cover for we don't like being filmed. He stays polite but incredibly firm, refusing to let them dictate the terms of a perfectly legal activity.
No, I'm just curious,
I mean, look. You're asking me on a lot of very specific minutiae of the law. No. I'm sure you're probably just trying to catch me out.
No, not legally. No, I'm not asking for legal explanations. I wouldn't expect police officers to know the ins and outs. But how would you deal with that situation?
It's a little bit strange.
Yeah. How would you deal with that situation though?
I mean, in the same way that we've dealt with you here, we'll establish where you can and cannot film. If you lawfully can film somewhere, we don't have the power to stop you. That's fine. But ultimately, there's nothing that needs to be escalated. There's nothing that needs to go any further. We can talk like adults. And as long as you're following the law, I don't take an issue with it personally.
So did you say you were based at Hammersmith?
Yeah.
So did you not get anyone filming there?
I know exactly what you're trying to get me to say. That's fine.
What?
I'm not an idiot.
What? I'm not trying to get you to say anything. I just asked if you get people filming there.
I mean, people have filmed police stations all over London and past London. I'm sure you're aware of that. So.
Oh well, no. That's what I'm trying to find out. We've heard about it, but we ain't really sure about it.
The auditor finally decides to move to the undisputed public pavement. This is a brilliant tactical move. By stepping back just a few feet, he completely kills their trespass or crown land argument while keeping the camera rolling. He's proven his point. He won't be bullied, but he's also not there to cause a physical confrontation. He's now on the public highway, where his rights to film are absolute and unquestionable.
I would really expect you to know the ins and outs of it if you're going to launch with that. Don't you think?
Well, in terms of, I know that you have to have a permit.
No, I don't think you do.
Spaces
I don't think you do, no.
For specific reasons.
No, I don't think so.
That's why journalists and that will have them.
No. I don't agree with that. And we'll cut the video right quick. Alright guys, we're probably just gonna wrap it up right here. We were in there, around there, filming in there. Police came, said it was Crown property, said that we couldn't film, said that they could legally eject us. So I'm not 100% know the ins and outs of this Crown. What does this mean, Crown property? Does that mean it's public land, private land? Does it mean that they can take us off? I don't know. We weren't prepared to get into a fight over it. That's the situation right now. So yeah, we're gonna go do some police stations now, man. I don't really like doing these prisons and stuff, man. I don't really feel too comfortable doing these prisons. But look, they brought out a dog, you know. Look at this.
Yeah, they legit brought the dog out.
They legit brought a dog out, you know. Crazy. Anyway, hope you enjoyed. And peace.
As we wrap up, look at the final result. The auditor got the footage, identified the officers, and exposed their lack of legal knowledge regarding permits and body-worn camera notification. No arrest, no fine, and not a single piece of legislation was produced to stop him. This audit is a major win for transparency. It reminds us all that advice from the police is often just an attempt to bypass your rights. Always ask for the law. Always stay calm.